Hey everyone, welcome back to another Ask Mevo Anything. I am Joe Capar. I'm the Senior Technical Specialist here at Mevo, and today I'm excited to go over a lot of really cool topics. And before we even get into all of that, let's go ahead and talk about what I'm going to be using today for today's show. For this show, we're going to be using a total of 4 Mevo starts, all running via a Mevo Power over Ethernet adapter. They're all running over the network and then connected via Livestream Studio. We're going to be using Livestream Studio to handle all of today's overlays, graphics, countdowns, all of the things like that. For audio, I'm going to be using this SM7B. It's going to be running into a audio mixer, which is going directly in the back of this main Mevo start, and it's being mixed with all of our other angles. So, please, if you're first-time viewers, I don't know if you've ever watched. If you haven't, please put your questions in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. We're very intrigued. We would love to know where you're watching from. We are located here in Brooklyn, New York. And yeah, we would love to know. Let us know where you're watching from. And if you have any questions, please put those in there as well, because we are more than excited to answer any questions you have live on today's show. Luckily for all of you, I am joined today with Will Kirkpatrick. Will?
Thanks, Joe. As Joe mentioned, I'm Will Kirkpatrick. I'm a technical specialist here at Mevo. And right now we've got 2 fantastic sales going on Mevo.com. Right now we've got a bundle deal that's 2 Mevo starts, 2 power over Ethernet 2 Mevo starts, 2 floor stands, and 2 Mevo start cases. Normally that's $1,000. Now it's $90 off, so great deal there. And we have a second bundle or a second deal going on, which is lasting till January 23rd, and that's 20% off the Mevo start. 15% off the power over Ethernet adapter, and 10% off the start case. Joe, back to you. How you doing?
Not too bad. Thanks for sharing all the deals. I'm telling you, if you guys see Will on the show, then you know that he's here to save everyone money. So definitely take advantage of those multicam deals. And also, Will didn't mention it, but Will actually goes live every Wednesday on the Multicam Beta group. So if you're not a part of that and you want to see what's going on with the latest builds and where we are in the multicam development, Will walks everyone through that every Wednesday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's always going to be on the Multicam Beta group. So that's the only time and only location you're going to find that stream. So definitely tune in and join him for those. Looks like we have Josh. Josh is in the chat. When is the announcement on newer hardware? I feel like we just announced the Mevo Start. I feel like the Mevo Start is still extremely new. But Josh, thanks for tuning in first off and foremost. But if you are looking for updates on our newest software, hardware, any kind of release, the best thing I can tell you to do is to like, follow, subscribe. You can find us at Mevo Camera on on all Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all of those platforms. And that is where you're going to find any type of announcement for those. Christopher is watching from Savannah, Georgia. Thank you, Christopher, for tuning in today. Thank you so very much. It's nice to see you. What's that? I'm going to Savannah soon. I'm actually going to Savannah in March. Yeah, so no, I haven't been there, but I will be going there, which is great. Samuel, I use a cell phone with Facebook Live app. Would using Mevo with Mevo app give me better image quality and sound as well? I use a cell phone. Okay, so it really depends on your environment, how you really want to use it. Use case really takes a lot of different things. If your environment's extremely dark, the Mevo really likes light. Most cameras do. So it really depends on your environment. As far as sound goes, I do personally believe that the Mevo Start internal audio is better than most phones that I've seen. But that's kind of subjective. So one of those things you really kind of have to, I tell you what, I would go pick one up, test it with your specific environment, test it with your specific use case, and then let yourself make that determination. We do have a 30-day money-back guarantee, so why not go ahead and grab one and give it a run for yourself. We've got a viewer from Thailand. Hello, hello. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Abu says, does auto switch on multi-camera setup? Actually, it does. So the Multicam app has an auto director, which allows you to basically prioritize cameras and basically say, I want this camera to show X% of time, this one to show X% of time, and it'll automatically switch with specific delays. So yes, you actually absolutely can use auto director with multicam. Now, more things are going to be happening with multicam. Live editing is going to be coming, overlays, graphics, and things like that. Once again, like I said, Wednesdays, 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the multicam group with Will, and he will walk you through and answer all of those questions. Abu says, how is your audio mic linked to camera for sound? So we are both using SM7Bs. These are XLR microphones, and we have those running directly into an audio mixer. And then from that audio mixer, we have an out. That out is going 3.5 millimeter TRS directly into the back of the Mevo Start. I do have a Mevo Start right here. Perfect, perfect. So right on the back, right here, is a 3.5, we're switching, here we go. So I feel like I'm chasing right now. So we've got the 3.5 input right here, and you can take the cable, for example, here's an XLR. This is the kind of cable we would be using for the out, plug it right in the back, and basically now you can use that, and even for multicam situations for the app, and you can use that audio for all of the different angles, which is what we're doing here today. You can use bigger mixers, smaller mixers, whatever really fits your use case. That's really what it comes down to, is what is ideal for you. For us, we've got a rather large mixer, but you really don't need it. We could accomplish the same thing with a smaller mixer, or like if you already have one that's already set up, then you can just integrate it, use the out, go directly to Mevo Start, and mix it that way. So thank you for the question. Much appreciated. Julian from Senegal. That is awesome. Look, I can't really comment. I probably can't. I probably could, should, maybe. I don't know. But I promise that flag looks like, I feel like there's like 5 or 6 countries that have similar looking flags, and it always makes me stumble. I apologize. I am getting the worst look that I basically just need to go study on some flags. That's all. That's my fault. Abu, fantastic. How many maximum cameras for a radio station? Is it automated by audio? Will there be issues if they are close to each other? Okay, so if you're asking about maximum cameras, right? You don't really have a maximum camera specifically for the situation that you're in. So radio station, whether you're doing a play, whether you're doing a single camera shot. For multicam, the app, your maximum cameras are 3. Now, you can use things like OBS, Livestream Studio, vMix, Ecamm, Wirecast, things like that. And you can use even more than 3, and it really comes down to your use case and what you want to use it for. But if you're talking specifically about the multicam beta app, then the maximum is currently 3. As far as digital mixers, better to use the analog mixers for best sound quality and volume control. Probably not the best person. Luckily for everyone, we did actually have a recent hire. We will introduce him here soon, but this individual is an expert with audio. So you know what? I think that's a perfect lead to tell you that you should like, subscribe, and follow. That way, when we do finally get him on the show, you can ask him yourself. He is an audio engineer and is excellent at what he does. So thank you for all of the questions. Keep them coming. I'm going to go ahead and jump over and do a small presentation on how to use overlays with your Mevo Start and the Mevo 2.0 app. We're going to talk about both presentations, and we're going to talk about countdowns and why those are kind of important, and ways that you can utilize them to really benefit your production. So I'm going to get this loaded up real quick. Once we get switched over here and we get to that overlay, you can see the tablet screen. Give me 1 second. Okay, so if you have the Mevo 2.0 app on your mobile device, and you do need an SD card because all overlays are stored directly on the micro SD card. So once you actually get that all set up, put it in the back of the Mevo Start, and then make sure your mobile device has the graphic that you're trying to use for your overlay. And then you can actually open the Mevo 2.0 app and then go to the overlays area. Let me scoot this up just a bit. It is this little stanchion. Is that what it's called? I don't know, the little graphics icon down here in the bottom right. If you go ahead and tap on that, you can see that a bunch of pluses pop up and some boxes kind of demonstrate where the overlays would be placed. So for this specific one, we're going to first start with the countdown. We're going to go full screen. We have some pre-made graphics here that we've used in the past, but on the far right, you'll see slide, presentation, and countdown. For this first one, we're going to do countdown, and I'm going to tell you why it's important to use countdown. You have two options, right? So you can either count down from a predetermined time, or you can count down to your specific start time. So, for example, if we wanted to start at 3:03 p.m., or if we wanted to change that to a different time, like, what time is it right now? It's 2 o'clock, so we'll go 5 p.m., just to give us a decent time. So basically, now this countdown is going to count to 5 p.m., and it's using your mobile device's time. So the time zone is not really going to make a difference. So if you just press the check here, and you'll notice now it's showing that 05. You can add text, you can add background images, change some colors. Let's see, do we have any cool perfect. We have a AMA overlay here. We can go ahead and add that. And it might not look aligned, but I promise once this is all said and done, it's going to come out looking fantastic. So we could add text. You can use a full image. We've already have an image that's already designed here. So we're going to go ahead and just run with that and press this check box here. Now, what it's doing now, you'll see it's uploading. It's uploading it. It's taking that design from the mobile device, and it's storing it to the micro SD card. Now, the only limitation on the amount of overlays you have is that size of that micro SD card. So if your micro SD card is 256 gigs, it's going to hold a lot more overlays than a 16 gig card. So if you notice that you need more overlays, you need more countdowns, whatever it might be, you can just upgrade your SD card, get a bigger one, and you can keep adding more. So now we have this 5 p.m. countdown. We can select it and then press this bottom right. We have the check to confirm it. And you'll notice right here on the top right, the preview now shows we are 2 hours and 55 minutes away from this production. Now, what's really cool and why this is important is that by doing this, you're allowing your viewers to get situated. The last thing you really want to do is start your stream, get into your content. Oh, getting close. Get into your content and having people miss your content, because that's what they're there for, right? You want to make sure you're delivering the content to as many people as possible. So I wouldn't start it out 3 hours. This is just an example to show you hours, minutes, seconds. We typically start with about 5 minutes, but you can start wherever you feel necessary, right? And you can also use things for like intermissions or stuff or plays, right? You can, if you have a 15-minute intermission for a play, or it's halftime at a football game, you can put the time in there and then you can start it, and then that way people know when the halftime's over, when intermission's over, and they can get back to your content. And what's really nice about this is this overlay is actually going to disappear as soon as the countdown is done automatically. You don't need to go in there and exit that out. Now, overlays is one, or the countdown specifically is one very useful overlay. Another really nice one is presentations. Right now we have many businesses working remote, we have schools working remote, and teachers, business partners, whatever it might be, needs to show a PDF or something like that. Now you can do that full screen just like you can a countdown overlay, right? But you can also do it over the shoulder. So we already did the full screen, so let's just give a look at what over the shoulder looks like. So I'm going to close this one out just because we don't need it anymore. And in this top right and this top left, the larger boxes are the over-the-shoulder overlays. So I'm going to go ahead and tap on that. And we do have one already created here. It's 21 slides. And once again, the limitation, it's 50 slides, but you can always have more than one slide, or one presentation. You can continue to upload as many as you want. So let's go over here and select presentation, import PDF. You have many options. You can download the file to your device. You can connect with Google Drive and things like that and access your files that way. But here's our slide right here. We preloaded it. You can preview your slides before you upload it just to make sure you have all of the right files. The one thing you don't want to do is upload a file that you're not going to use. It's the wrong one. So we confirmed that this is the right one. Oh, press the wrong button. And then just confirm it. So now it's uploading. Once again, it's going to be taking it from the iPad and it's going to store it on the SD card on your Mevo. Now, what's extremely useful is say that you don't want to use it on, say I don't want to use it on this specific camera anymore. I can just disconnect it from this camera and plug it into another Mevo Start, and it's going to be able to use those overlays. You don't have to continue to do it for each camera. You can just take it out and use it in a different camera. You don't have to create an overlay in each camera, which is awesome. Once it's uploaded and converted onto the SD card, any Mevo Start is going to be able to utilize it. And once again, like I said, these are very useful for right now because a lot of people working remote, whether it's business partners doing business meetings, schools doing, any kind of presentation really. This is very useful to use. Now, we don't really stop there when it comes to overlays, right? So we have things like the lower third. Look at that. We already have 2 really good examples already made. We can upload an image. Right here we have myself and Will, or Will and I, and that way we can just select it, and then next thing you know, we have an overlay to demonstrate. So there are many options for why you would want to use something like this to show who the presenter might be, or show what event you're actually talking about. So the overlays really provide you many solutions for your users and for yourself. For whatever kind of production you're really trying to do, or if you're not trying to do any type of special production, or you're just trying to up your game when it comes to your Zoom calls, which is kind of dominating everyone's life right now, the Mevo Start's going to allow you to do that with your overlay options. Now, the overlay function does require Vimeo Producer or Vimeo Premium, and you can get those on Mevo.com, or you can get them directly within the Mevo app. So, those were the many ways that you can use overlays. Everyone tells me I need to slow down and breathe, but I get excited. Doesn't anybody else get excited? All right, so I'm going to jump back over, and then we're going to talk a little bit about, oh, look at that. I got into the chat. We've got a ton of questions. So sorry, I couldn't see the chat while I was doing all of that. So now I can see chat, so I'm going to go through these a little bit. So we've got Robbie. I use the Mevo for Facebook live streaming. I periodically see an option to bring people on camera. With you, but wondering how that would work. Okay, so I'm going to hand this off. Thank you. Okay, so for that option, that is for if you're using specifically the Facebook app, right? So if you're using the Facebook app on a mobile device, you can do that, but you're not able to use a Mevo and accomplish the same thing. This is unfortunately a limitation for Facebook specifically. It's not something that we can, provide a workaround for. But, if Facebook ever opens that up and says third-party devices can do that, then that's definitely something we're going to visit, right? We always listen to feedback. We're always looking for ways to make the camera work for our users. And if Facebook says we can do it, we're definitely going to visit that option in the future and see if we can try to make it happen. Samuel also asks, what's the total resolution of the Mevo camera for live streaming? So the Mevo Start, which is the one I'm using right now, is a 1080p sensor. It does have an 84-degree field of view lens, which allows you to get a nice wide angle without getting a fisheye look. So you can notice like the lines here are nice and crisp, but it's 1080p. And then if you're using things like NDI, you can even get up to like a 15 megabyte per second bit rate. If you're just trying to record, you can go all the way up to 50. You just have to make sure your SD card supports that writing speed. Morten from Copenhagen, Denmark. I don't think I've ever been there, but it's probably beautiful. Definitely a very popular city for visiting in Denmark. So thank you, Morten, for tuning in. I appreciate it.
I've been there.
You've been there?
Yeah, I love it there.
Andrew's been there and he loves it there. No, now I have to go. Okay, so Saunders says, why only in webcam mode is the Mevo Start starting to freeze after 30 minutes of use? I'm using USB-C on Windows PC. We do appreciate your feedback on this. So the webcam mode is a beta feature. We're working really hard to get it out. And with reports like this, it really helps us to get it out of beta. So if you do experience issues like this, submit a ticket. You can go to help.mevo.com. Let us know what is happening. You can also submit a ticket from within the Mevo app immediately after it happens. That'll include some logs. That way our engineers can take a look and we can come up with a solution. So thank you so much. Thank you for reporting that. Thank you for participating in beta. And yeah, definitely go open a ticket and we'll do our best to try to address any issues for public release. Curtis says, hello from Edmonton, Canada. I don't know what this is, but we'll check it out. Looks like something I could use. Thank you so much for watching, Curtis. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for checking out Mevo.com. And definitely give it a look. I feel like your point of view on this was probably similar to mine when before I worked here. I had seen it and my mind was kind of blown with how it works. You can set up, different static shots, makes it look like you're using up to 9 different angles. Definitely something very different from your standard camera. So once again, thank you for tuning in, and let us know if we can answer any more questions for you. We can provide some clarity. Jason Hoffman was watching on YouTube. Jason's extremely active on our Facebook group. Thank you, Jason, for being very active. He says, since Mevo multicam beta is in portrait mode, will split view be a feature on iPad OS? Now, I don't have any idea personally right now. Like I did say, Will really is handling most of our, he's really staying up to date with what's going on with the multicam beta group. So hopefully something like that is going to come. If that is coming, I will let Will know. I mean, Will is here. Well, he's not really here, but he is here on the show today. So maybe he has some insight. If not, he probably is going to tell you to tune in on Wednesdays. That's what I would do. I would leave a cliffhanger. Tell you to tune in on Wednesdays on 1:30 on the multicam beta group and see if we can talk about it there. Aaron on YouTube says, do you have plans to make it so the Mevo Start or Mevo Plus can output to HDMI via USB? So currently, we do not have, as far as I'm aware, we don't have plans right now to make that happen. There are ways to go via UVC or even RTMP to UVC, NDI, or RTMP, and then use like some kind of like converter, right? There are converters out there. They're like $300. They're very expensive. But there are ways to do it. We've had mixed reviews on it. We haven't tested it. We can't really support it and say it works. Some users have had great luck. Some users have had questionable luck. But as it stands right now, that's not something that's on our roadmap for Mevo. But, we always are taking feedback. I can assure you that we've definitely heard that request many times before. And we try to implement all this feedback in future iterations of the camera. So who knows? I would keep an eye out for our devices and our announcements. Steve is on Amazon. Hello from Florida. If you're not aware, we are live on Amazon as well. Thank you, Steve, for tuning in. Let us know if you have any questions, Steve. Would love to answer. Sway TV on Amazon as well says, is it okay to keep the Mevo on 24/7? Absolutely. We even have a fantastic adapter like this Mevo PoE here, which allows you to basically mount it and forget about it, right? So you can mount it in a various location that you might not even be able to reach to turn it off, and you can keep it running 24/7. You won't have any issues with that happening. So no, you can absolutely do that. Whether it's the Mevo Start, Mevo Plus, Mevo First Gen with the Mevo Boost, you can keep it powered on 24/7 while it's plugged in. Of course, if it's in a hotter environment, you might run into some overheating issues. However, if it's in a standard room temperature, I suppose that's different wherever you are. But if it's at a decent temperature, you shouldn't have any issues.
I highlighted the PoE in Amazon.
Did ya? Nailed it. All right. So our producer, Andrew, went ahead and highlighted the PoE in Amazon.com. If you aren't watching us from Amazon, if you are watching us, he highlighted it. So right below our video, you should see the PoE if you're looking for more information on how to keep it powered with a single cable and provide Ethernet at the same time. All right. Let's see here. Kevin says, he's on YouTube, says, is there a specific process to format the SD card before it's installed in the camera? So there is a article on help.mevo.com that shows you how to accomplish that. Now, you can easily just plug it into the camera, go to the Mevo app, and you should be able to format it directly within the Mevo app. It'll automatically format it once you press the format button. There are steps for this. And it's all on help.mevo.com. I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Will. He might actually be able to show you this. He currently has the iPad, so he's going to have to do this demonstration, and we will see if we can make that happen with formatting the SD card. Will?
Yeah, absolutely. So I can jump over to the Mevo 2.0 app, and I assume that you're seeing my screen right now.
One sec.
If you're not, here it is.
I need to adjust this camera, right? It's like pointing down. It looks all tight.
While we're getting that set up, Joe was saying, oh, we're good? All right. Well, I'll tell you about the sales afterwards, so you'll have to stay watching. All right. So to format your SD card, go into settings here. And we've got storage, and then format SD card. Very quick, very easy, and now you're good to go. All right. So now that we've gone over that, Joe was saying that he gets excited talking about the features. I get excited talking about the sales. Right now, we've got a great bundle deal going on the Mevo.com website, and that's 2 Mevo starts, 2 Mevo floor stands, and 2 Mevo start cases, and that's currently $90 off, so a great time to be prepared for multicam. We also have individual sales, and that's 20% off the Mevo start, 15% off the Power over Ethernet adapter, which is highly recommended, and then 10% off the Mevo Start case. And as Joe mentioned as well, I've got a show every Wednesday at 1:30 that covers Mevo Multicam, and I'm going to switch over to the app right now to give you kind of a nice little sneak peek. So right now for Mevo Multicam, we've got...
It's in portrait.
Oh. You can do it either way. Right now we've got a couple of cameras set up to my right and left. This is a great way for me to check on Andrew and check on Joe, see what's going on around me. But yeah, multicam is a great tool, whether you're doing sports, interviews, whatever you would need multiple Mevos for, and the use cases are very high. So definitely tune into the show every Wednesday, and I'll go over all of them and go into a really good deep dive of the app. Another one of my favorite features is being able to switch around the volume and mix the inputs from several different Mevos. It's really cool, really exciting. You can check this out on Mevo.com and join the Facebook group. And yeah. Don't forget to check in on Wednesdays, and back to you, Joe.
I was really, really wondering if you were going to pitch your show. I feel like I've pitched it very much today, and I was wondering if you were going to get in on that. So, yes, definitely check him out. Wednesdays, he talks about multicam, and I mean, as much as I was excited about webcam and getting that out of beta, I'm still excited for that. However, I feel like everyone in the Mevo community, new and old, everybody who loves Mevo, I think we've all been waiting for something like this for a very long time. So I'm extremely excited. I personally watch it when he's live, and sometimes I'm in the same room and I still watch it. I still watch it live. So if you're not watching it, you're missing out. I promise. He gets to cover some really cool stuff that I haven't even been able to touch very much. So definitely check it out. Chatsuda says, making a decision to buy now, so interesting. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's definitely something different, right? So let us know if you have any questions, because it is very different. It's very unique in its own right. And the Mevo brings a lot in its small package. I'm telling you, so much to really uncover and really, there's just so many avenues, so many things you can use it for, like whether it's webcam mode, whether it's multicam mode, whether it's just a standard stream or just recording. There's so many things that you can do with it. So if you do have questions, if you are curious, let us know, because I understand there is a lot going on when it comes to Mevo, so many ways to use it. Butch says, any chance that Pivo can work with Mevo? Absolutely. Actually, I believe Jason Hoffman actually did a video on it. I believe if you're not part of our Mevo Facebook group, the Mevo customer group, some of our users do release cool content like this, and I believe he actually did a video on the Pivo and showed you how to use it. If you're trying to use it on the same device, I'm pretty sure he recommended using 2 different devices, one to control Pivo, one to control Mevo. So definitely go check it out. Go join our Facebook group. And I do know that people are successfully using it. So Brian says, hi, I used a iRig Stream. Is it possible that I can connect Mevo Cam through USB-C from iRig Stream for audio from my mixer? Absolutely. So if you're using a Mevo Start, so this is specifically for the Mevo Start, because the Mevo Start does have USB-C. So absolutely, you can use the USB-C port on the Mevo Start for audio. You can bring it in 100%. It's going to show up in the audio mixer as a USB audio source. So if your goal is to bring it in via USB-C, you can absolutely do it. And if your device needs external power, you can also provide external power to a device that's plugged into that USB-C port as well. John says, wow, we have so many questions today. I'm telling you, everyone is just nonstop, but I'm loving it. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so John says, since I will be using this for live feed during a live music show, how can I get primo sound? I'm assuming this is like prime sound. Is that just trying to get that professional sound? So if you like the way this sounds, I'm sure you can get things like a boom microphone or something like that to capture really good audio. But this specific setup is a professional microphone that's going into an audio mixer in the back of the Mevo Start. If your goal is for music, you can absolutely do things like this very similarly using like a boom or shotgun mic or something like that. Once again, I'm not the professional when it comes to audio. We do have an audio engineer who just joined our team. So sooner than later, I would love to get him on our live shows. What's up?
What's the question?
Yeah, so what would be the best way to get, like, he said primo, so I'm going to assume he means prime. I'm not sure. What would be the best way to get prime audio if you're trying to capture audio for music? Do you have any input? The best way to get audio captured for music. So like right now we're using these for just, yeah. No, wait, not internal. Did he say internal mic?
No, what instrument is it?
Oh, he just said music, I believe, right? He said just music. So how would you capture audio for like a band doing live music? Would you use like a boom mic or something? I really don't know.
Yeah, you could do that, or even like a separate recorder, like I don't want to promote any other products, but like an H4
Sure.
or something like that. Those have stereo mics on, so you can record a whole band.
Oh, awesome. So the H4 has stereo mic, so you can actually capture the whole band.
Or I said Zoom, any of those multi-recording handheld recorders will work. You can get a stereo image out of it.
Awesome.
In stereo.
So we do actually have articles online on our website for Zoom recorders. So he recommends that you can actually do it. They're handheld. They have stereo. It's going to bring stereo audio. You can capture the whole thing, and that's great input. Hopefully, we're going to get him on the show sooner than later because I know a lot of people have awesome questions, whether it's audio. We have everyone on this team specializes in something different. So like our producer, he's great at a lot of things. He really, really likes light. Nathan and Will, they both like to do things with just production in general. And then we've got our newest, Joseph. He enjoys doing audio. He's an audio engineer. And then myself, I like to do networking stuff. So we all specialize in a little bit different, bring a little bit different things to the party. So definitely like, subscribe, follow if you're interested in trying to capture or catch one of us live to ask us specific questions.
Referral program.
Oh, and a referral program. So we do have a referral program on Mevo.com, which allows you to get 5% commission, and it allows you to refer someone to save 5%. So all in all, that's 10% from the price, right? So they're saving 5%, and then you're earning that 5%. So if you're already recommending people to buy a Mevo, you may as well go ahead, take advantage, sign up mevo.com/refer and get you some commission from all of the things that you're doing anyways, right? So why not earn that kickback? You're already supporting Mevo. You may as well earn some money while you're doing it. All right, so we've got some more questions. Looks like Abu says discounts only in US or UK too. So these specific sales that Will's mentioning are only for the US at this time. The individual sales are only US as well, right? I know the bundle is only US sales. We do sales in the UK. We do sales in the European Union, but the difference is right now is that we don't always do them at the same time. So right now, if we are doing sales for the US, if you want sales for the UK, EU, definitely let us know. Be heard. But I promise you, they do come. We just don't always do them at the same time. It just kind of depends on inventory everywhere and things like that. So there's a lot of variables that go into it. Not really something I'm involved in. I just like to let you know, and Will likes to let everybody know about these sales. He's all about the sales. So Jay James says, can you use multiple angles, or can you show us that? How to use multiple angles? Absolutely. Let me go ahead and jump back over to the app. It's going to take a second because Andrew was not prepared for me to jump back into the app. So just give us a second. We're going to jump over here. Perfect. So fast. Okay, so for multiple angles, right? All you have to really do is just tap down on the screen and new static shot, right? You can see in the bottom left, it says new static shot. And then you can do it again, new static shot. Let's do a smaller one. I guess the default is probably modified. So we can do this and then do this. And all of those are now static shots. If we go to the grid view, let's get another couple ones just so we can make sure we fill out this grid. Oh, nope. Okay, perfect. All right. So now we're in grid view. Oh, I still didn't fill it up. I'm bad. I'm so bad at this game. Oh, I could do that. Yeah, I could do that. Let's get into find faces. So if you notice, I now have a circle around my face. And then we'll do live follow. And we'll also do autopilot too. Why not? Right? So let's go ahead and click on here. And it should follow my face. I don't want to talk while I'm going away. Oh, look, now it's autopiloting. So basically what autopilot's going to do is it's going to go through and kind of just rotate through the predetermined and pre-selected shots that you've already created. You can also view all of the shots here. You can see it says static, 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 wide, face, static. So there's a bunch of different angles that you can use. And what it's going to do is it's going to rotate. You can control the speed of which it rotates and everything like that right here. You can go to the tortoise, you can go to the hare, speed things up, slow things down, whatever you really want to do. And then, of course, you can always go into the app as well. And you can go into, let me just go into the audio video area. You can see editing. It's got maximum zoom. You can change that. Let's make it a little bit smaller. Default zoom is at 3. Let's go ahead and just modify some of this, right? So I can show you how it works. So now, like, we can zoom, and you see how that square doesn't get any smaller? It's because I changed it in the setting. Now you can make it so it can get smaller, but you have to also understand that when you're doing things like this, that all Mevo products at this time are currently digital zoom only. They're not optical. So basically what you're doing is you're taking a selection of this 1080p sensor and you're broadcasting it back out at 1080p. So this top right is what's selected. And then that's being broadcasted out as 1080, even though the selection might be smaller. So that digital could make the more you try to force it to zoom, you could, deteriorate your quality a little bit. So making sure you have your Mevo as close as possible. You can still take advantage of all these really cool autopilot settings and still do zoom and everything. But if you start noticing some graininess, you can start adding some light to kind of counter that, move your camera closer to counter that. There's a lot of different variables, but depending on your environment, depending on your use case, just play with it a little bit, right? Do some test streams, see what looks best for you and your configuration. All right, let's get back into the questions. Thank you for the question. Hopefully that was, it was a pretty quick little preview of how this really works.
That was awesome. That was really fun.
Well, thank you, Andrew. Thank you. All right, so Samuel says, will Mevo in the near future be getting a much bigger camera lens with NDI to allow for more light and creative control? Well, Samuel, I sure hope so. Honestly, the engineers don't really include me in everything, right? So I don't really get all the ins and outs until it's already done. I specifically when the Mevo Start came out, I'm telling you, specifically when we announced the Mevo Start, someone asked me like a day before if it was coming out or if something new was coming out on Facebook. They had tagged me. I don't know. The engineers don't tell me anything. They're over there working real hard on stuff all the time. We're always working on new things. We're trying to improve current things. We have a great team here. So if you are interested in what's coming out and what we're working on, just make sure you like, subscribe, and follow. I'm telling you, that's the best way to do it. When you see that on social media, that's what I'm finding out. I promise. I absolutely promise. Okay, so Christopher asks, hi from Boston. Boston. I love that accent. I didn't get to read the question. You deleted it. Control Z. Boom. All right. Is there a way to stream live without having it connect to the Mevo Wi-Fi and not use your phone's data plan? Sure. So absolutely. You can connect via local network, right? So instead of using the Mevo hotspot, which uses 4G LTE, you can absolutely just use a local network. So here we have everything connected via Ethernet. You can also connect via Wi-Fi. For example, if I took this camera specifically right here, and then I took this camera, perfect. So if I have this camera here and this camera here, I can connect this one via Wi-Fi. On the same network, I have this one connected via Ethernet, and they will still be able to communicate as long as the network allows it. So it's just going to use data from your network, your internet provider. It's not going to use any kind of 4G LTE plan. So just make sure you're off the Mevo hotspot, put it on local Wi-Fi or via Ethernet, and that will get you out of using data. And we do have really good help guides on help.mevo.com. If you're not familiar and you need help, step-by-step guides, that would be the place to go. If you need assistance, then you can go to help.mevo.com and open a ticket, and Will or myself would be happy to help, or Joseph will also be in tickets here. So you'll get one of us, and we are going to be happy to help you. Okay, so Samuel says, do you have a course on live streaming? You are watching it, Samuel. You're absolutely watching it. Basically, we go live 3 times a week. Tuesday, it's just me. I go live and basically go through all of your questions for an entire show and just answer everything you want live. If you want to learn about multicam, Will does a course, or not a course, but it's essentially a course, right? So he's walking you through all the features of multicam. He does that only on the multicam beta. And then we go live every Thursday. We go live to Amazon, YouTube, and Facebook. So if you want basically as much content as you can get for Mevo, we do it 3 times a week, 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We publish Tuesday and Wednesday on Mevo Camera on the Facebook page, and we do them on the Multicam Beta group on Wednesdays. All of them, 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get all that Mevo content. We love delivering it. All right, how do you update your firmware on the camera itself when an update comes out? All right, so there are a few ways that this is going to happen, but to keep it as basic as possible, you're just really going to launch your app, and then you're going to press connect. So when you it's going to pop up, right? So you're going to press connect, and it's going to pop up, and it's going to say, do you want to update? And it's going to say update now, or it's going to say update later, depending on how important it is. And then just press update now. That's all you have to do. And then it's going to update. Now, if you know there's an update, then that usually, the firmware is bundled with the app, right? So if you update the app, there's a chance that there's going to be firmware bundled with it. Now, there are some times where we release updates via the internet. So if we do have an update, you can also connect via Ethernet or via Wi-Fi or via 4G LTE. You can connect all of those ways. And as soon as you press connect, your Mevo is going to say, it's going to connect to our server. It's going to say, hey, there's a different file here. And it's going to, once again, prompt you to update. So there's 2 different ways, really. All you need to know is if you update your app, keep auto update on. That's the best way. That's typically how we release firmware updates. And then if we release it the other way, you'll be notified as soon as you connect via the internet. So you should be good to go. Mr. Yang says, Taiwan loves Mevo. Thank you, Mr. Yang. Thank you for tuning in. I love seeing that you come here like every show, and that's awesome. I love when people come back and ask questions and get involved. It's fantastic. John says, tough to find in Canada. Man, I hope Otto is watching. Otto, you heard it. It's tough to find in Canada. We need to make it available in Canada. So thank you for the feedback. I think our marketing director is watching. And if that's the case, then we will hopefully do better. Get it out to you. We want to make sure everyone has availability. I do know you can get it on Amazon.ca. That's the Canada version, right? Amazon.ca. I know Amazon in Canada carries it 100%. If you open a ticket, I will get with our team, and I can provide all of the people who sell Mevo in Canada. So thank you so much. Christopher says, will the Mevo Start work with the wireless lavalier that's plugged into the line and put on the back of Mevo? Yes, absolutely. We do have an example right here. You plug this on the back, the receiver, and it should send it. Just make sure that your wireless lavalier mic is TRS. Juan says, do you guys recommend streaming through NDI mode? Use case, right? So it really depends on, what you want to use it for and what infrastructure you already have installed and, what you feel comfortable doing. Some users are going to want to use webcam mode. Some users are going to want to use NDI. It really just depends. If I'm using something and I just want to get some content created, I'll go via webcam mode. If I'm looking for the highest of quality, I'm going to go NDI and max out that bit rate. So it really just depends. Kelly says, Mevo products are great. Thank you, Kelly, for tuning in. I appreciate it. We all appreciate it. Thank you. Samuel says, I've got a link up here. Here we go. Awesome. Can you purchase this camera with everything to get up and running, like camera stand, cables, and other adapters? So you can. you can absolutely do that. You can go to Mevo.com. If you're asking for like a pre-made bundle, the only bundle we have right now is the 2 cameras, 2 cases, 2 stands. And that's active until the end of the month. But you can still go to Mevo.com and you can add a Mevo Start. You can add a Mevo PoE. The thing is, Mevo products are very flexible. You don't have to have Ethernet. You don't have to have a case. You don't have to do, but those things are very useful. So it really comes down to, what do you need? What's your use case? What's your environment? How stable do you want it to be? If you're trying to be as stable as possible, add a PoE. If you want to use a Mevo stand, grab a Mevo stand. It's really a la carte. You can go to Mevo.com, grab what you need. Everyone's situation's different. Now, I will recommend this to anybody. If you're using like a third-party charger, I highly recommend getting the quick charger, because I'll tell you right now, I use this Mevo quick charger not only for my Mevo, I use it for my phone. I use it for everything. This thing can charge devices quick. Okay, awesome. So Aaron says, YouTube, I'm running 3 Mevos 24/7 right now to YouTube in my goat barn, have been for 2 years. They need to be rebooted about every 3 to 4 days. Thank you, Aaron. That is impressive. I'm so glad you're getting such heavy use out of your Mevo. Thank you. No, that's awesome. Make sure if you are going live, go ahead and tag @MevoCamera or do #MevoCamera. I believe they are monitoring that as well. We want to see the content. I'm pretty sure we are aware of your content, but I don't know. I haven't seen it personally. I think I've heard our team talk about it. So,
I've seen it. It's awesome.
is it awesome?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought Dan was talking about it. He's in marketing. So, thank you, Aaron. Thank you for letting us know. We really appreciate it. Lisa Boyd says, watching on YouTube, I set up different areas to use different angles. Can I save them after each use, or do I have to set them up after each use? Okay, so of course this is a feature that's highly requested, is saving them. Right now, you have to set it up at each use. This is something, of course, that we've been recommended, or that's common feedback from customers, and we are always taking those things into consideration. So, that's just one of those things that keep an eye out. As soon as we have the ability to do it and the time to do it, we're really going to look hard at it. I promise that it's not been scrapped. It is definitely an idea that we really like. It's just a matter of making it happen. So thank you. So once again, if you are just tuning in, we are using all Mevo cameras here. We are using 4 of them. 4 cameras. And we're using PoE adapters, and we're using Mevo stands, and we're using Mevo cases when we move these things. So there's no one better to talk about what kind of deal you can get right now than my coworker, Will. Will, we have some deals going on?
We do. Joe is so kind. Yeah, we have some fantastic deals that are going on. They're on Mevo.com. We've got a bundle deal, and that's 2 Mevo starts, 2 floor stands, and 2 Mevo start cases, which is $90 off. We also have individual sales, and this is time sensitive. January 23rd, which is Saturday, deal is going away. So now is the perfect time to pick up a Mevo start at 20% off, a Mevo power over Ethernet adapter at 15% off, and then a Mevo start case for 10% off. All right, Joe, back to you. Thanks for the show.
Sounds like we're closing out. I think it's time.
Sounds like it.
It's the end of the show. What a show it has been. I feel like we've been, at least, no, I can't say we. I think I've been dead sprinting through this the entire time. But I love it. You guys bring all of these great questions, and we absolutely love to answer your questions. We love to show you what Mevo can do, because the possibilities are endless, and it really just depends on how much time and creativity you want to put into it. So once again, thank you all for tuning in. If you have not checked out our referral program, I know a lot of you are very loyal and recommend us all the time. We really want to make sure we give back to you. You can get 5% off for your recommendation, for your referral. And you can also pocket 5% commission for that referral. So save someone 5%, earn 5%. It's a win-win for everyone. We appreciate your loyalty. We appreciate your recommendations. So please check it out, mevo.com/refer, to take advantage of that program, essentially. So thank you once again. Thank you everyone for tuning in to Ask Mevo Anything. Yeah, thank you so much. I'm Joseph Capehart, and until next time, we will see you all in the next live show. See ya. Oh, Will.
Yeah, Will, say bye.
Oh yeah, yeah. All right. Well, don't forget if you do have any questions that weren't answered, head over to our help.mevo.com or open a ticket if you can't find the answer there. And we have our Mevo Multicam show every Wednesday at 1:30. So hopefully I'll see you then. Thanks for joining us.